Hello, and welcome to the stream. I'm delighted to be joining you on Data Visualized for Qatar versus Ecuador, and we're just getting the national anthems now in what is a Winter World Cup one. Many of us, there's a lot of controversy over, but we're glad the football's here now, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. Hello, Rhodes in the chat. Ecuador singing their World Cup. Of course, last time that they got out the group stage was when they last played England, who knocked them out in the quarterfinals. And Qatar in their first World Cup, and they'll be hoping this is probably the most likely chance they can get to get a win in the group stage. Although Ecuador are certainly no side to be looked down upon, coming fourth in the South America qualifying. The last team that didn't get out of the group stage was actually South Africa back in 2010, and Qatar will be hoping to avoid that. And Ecuador have just finished their national anthem. I'm very much looking forward to this game. World Cup's here. If you got any prediction, you have score predictions in the chat, I'd love to see them. Absolutely love to see them. And I'm just going to have a look at this poll in the chat. And the people are thinking Qatar to win. And the Qatar national anthem now. And the Qatar fans have apparently been here for over 3 hours before kickoff. And you can hear the noise that they're creating. And this is certainly going to be a fantastic game, I'm hoping. Although traditionally, opening game of the World Cup's not been a high goal scoring affair. But hopefully we'll have some goals today. Delighted to have all of you joining us. We have 171 of you here today. And a lot of the Qatari fans are actually in traditional dress, which I am like to see. We've got a few Qatar shirts around the Qatar flag being waved around the stadium. Of course, manager for Qatar, the old Barcelona under-21 manager. And he's actually never managed a club game, although he has managed the youth teams of Qatar from 2017. So he's been with these players who are playing today for 5 years. So certainly a team spirit that Qatar are going to have together. And, they've actually been off season for the last 6 months, a lot of these players, in just a bid to try and get them fit and avoid an embarrassment at this World Cup. Deafening noise rings around this stadium as well for this opening game, the 2022 winter, it must be said, World Cup. People in jumpers back in England, as opposed to barbecues outside in the back garden and beer gardens. So certainly going to be an exciting game. Remember that a host nation has never lost an opening game. 10 of Qatar's squad have actually been born outside of Qatar. So a lot of nationalized players. So certainly tight game. Hakram O'Keefe starts up front. That is the name you guys should be looking out for. And I believe that he will be the one that will score. 2 Italian referees on the lines. 4th official is Romanian, and the main referee today is Romanian as well. They were on VAR duties back in Russia 4 years ago. And VAR today is 2 Italians, a Polishman, and a Frenchman. And it's extended to 7 for this tournament. We have an in-ball sensor system for offside today, so we'll see how that works. Host Davy Jones, the host nation, tends to play the opening game in the World Cups. I think since 2006, the host nation has always played the opening game, as far as I can know. So that's how many World Cups? 2006, 2010, 2014, 2008. So 5 World Cups they've played the opening game, and traditionally they've tried to put the host team in the starting lineup as the starting game. 3 Brighton players in the Ecuador lineup. I think Caicedo is probably the name you should be looking out for. Hello, Ramon Tamban. Oh, in this, well, Qatar have never been in the World Cup, so no, they haven't. It's their first World Cup, which is why there's sort of controversy over it as well. The Argentinian 17th managerial role for the Ecuador manager. So, Almoez Ali, he's up front for Qatar. 41 goals, the most in Qatar footballing history in 92 games, looking to get 42 goals today. And we're just moments away from kickoff, and what I'm hoping will be a very exciting game. I think, Mr. Roblox, I think this could be a Qatar win because the amount of money they've ploughed into this World Cup. I mean, I'm not saying there's been bribery, but there's obviously been the reports in the press, and the game's underway. Ball hooked forward to Qatar, and the direct ball went forward. So I thought it was going to be a very early goal for Qatar, and this is the first of 64 games, and it's going to be the final time we've got 32 nations. And this is Qatar making their own footballing history, and they've won a free kick quite early on inside their own half. And I've got the chat on the side, guys, so I will be no, just a foul, not an injury. Um, I'll be watching the chat if you guys want to say anything. I'll be keeping an eye out, letting you know what's happening. Just hoping for some goals and great performances. Yep, David Jones has said it right. They've committed every type of fraud, but yeah, they might well have played the. Well, there's obviously the reports that they did pay the referee. How much money was it? 4.2 million. But I don't think they paid the referee. Allegedly, they tried to bribe the Ecuadorian national team. The Ecuador on the ball at the moment. An early foul, and Estepina seems like he's a. Davy Jones said drinking game. Every time someone collapses on the field, you have to take a shot. Yeah, that might be a might be quite drunk by the end of the night with that. Free kick for Ecuador. And chance for the first free kick for Ecuador. And in South American qualifying, Ecuador actually scored the most goals of any nation from set plays. Ball in, goalkeeper came out, headed around, goes for a bicycle kick, headed in. It's 1-0 Ecuador. And this is not looking good for Qatar. Less than 3 minutes into the World Cup final. Qatar are 1-0 down. And Ecuador have gone 1-0 up through their captain. In a game people were expecting Qatar to win. And this is certainly a dream start for Ecuador and their captain, but for Qatar, they got a question. Goalkeeper misses that ball, really should be doing better. He's flapping around. I think number 9 tries a bicycle kick, but then and he just nods it in. Goal early in the first game of the World Cup, and that's what they're known for. Gosh, the skipper nods that in. It was a very Shade Al Shid, the goalkeeper, did not cover himself in glory. But they are checking this on VAR now. S ah, well, you'd have thought really with the new ball rule they're implementing that, that'd be onside because they're meant to have the ball be able to tell. Yeah, because apparently they got a tracker inside of the ball that's gonna tell you if they're offside or onside, so I have no idea what that's about. And yeah, they've ruled it out. I can't quite believe it. Offside. Goal wiped out. It's back to 0-0. And what a dramatic start to this World Cup. And I think this is the loudest the stadium's been. And the goal's been wiped off. Let's have another look. I can't see the offside. There, there's no offside there. I can't see anything happen there. I I don't know why that's been disallowed because I don't see anything wrong with that. And already that will be a talking point after the game on VAR because they've just. I mean, Massimiliano Moratti is the Italian official in charge of that, and I don't know if you guys know your referees, but I certainly do. And he was on VAR for I think it was Tottenham against Manchester City in that game where in the Champions League quarterfinals. So maybe they did pay the ref. Isaac saying he has made questionable VAR decisions before. He was the one who made the call on the handball by Fernando Llorente, I believe, back against Manchester City. So, but that is certainly a warning for Qatar. Just saying, stay on your feet. Don't give any free kicks away in your own half. And if you do, get a keeper to stay on the line and get the defenders defending because that was a silly moment from the goalkeeper. Al Shaib. Hmm. Ecuador lose the ball high up the pitch actually, but they win it back quite swiftly. Isaac said maybe they did pay the ref. Maybe, maybe. That'd certainly be a turn of events. Qatar. Now back in, they're getting a bit of possession. Nice crossfield ball, actually. I mean, what games are you guys looking forward to for the World Cup? Hello, all football friends. You're my football friend, Michael. Don't you worry. Estepina pings it forward. Another charging run into the box. Almost getting pulled back, but it's cleared away by Qatar. And Ecuador are really threatening Qatar in these opening 10 minutes. Taking a look at the poll, it does look like it. Wispy, right. If you think this match is boring, you you're wrong, mate. I think a lot of people are excited about this World Cup, despite the fact that it's in winter. It's certainly an exciting World Cup. Very imagine. Yeah, the thing is, once they start going up against teams like England and Argentina, there's no way that those players in the Premier League they don't need any more money, so they can't be bribed. I mean, Ecuador just knocking it around. I mean, I think a lot of people underestimated Ecuador actually, but they got through a good teams like Peru and who are Chile to actually qualify for this World Cup. So it's certainly not people to be looked down at. Ecuador scored 27 goals in qualifying. Goalkeeper comes out again, doesn't catch it, punches it. I think goalkeeping potentially needs a. Yeah, I do agree that Qatar does suck. Michael reckons Dutch team champions. I think, yeah, I think that Netherlands have a chance, but I think there's just a few more favourite. Argentina, Brazil surely got to be the favourites. Um, as a Yank, I'm feeling this year for US. Always love England though. Huge Rashford fan. Yeah, David, I think it's going to be between. Yeah, I think it's going to be between you and Wales for second in the group. Thinking England are going to get first, but I mean, obviously I'm a bit biased for that to have the England shirt on. Um, but yeah, Dutch sold out in the Euros. I mean, they had a couple of injuries. I don't think Van Dijk or De Ligt were available. I think they're back for this World Cup. I mean, certainly be questions over France with looking like Benzema's going to be missing most of the World Cup. So that's certainly something. Uh, Ecuador putting a ball, so striker slips. Yeah, it is sad to see Benzema out. But I mean, I think yeah, England are strong this year. I think they might be defensively poor though, because a lot of players they brought have actually been off form. Like Dyer hasn't been brilliant recently. Maguire's been on the bench. Stones hasn't played all that many minutes this year, so it'll be interesting. But I'd certainly say they're one of the favourites. I would say they're one of the favourites, certainly. I think though everyone, of course, everyone's supporting their own national team, but then I think people were desperate for a Portugal-Argentina final, just for that Messi v Ronaldo narrative, which, I mean, I personally myself, I'd love that, and that'd certainly be. I think that would break the internet, and that would probably be the most watched football match of all time ever. You know, that might be goat defining. Corner for Ecuador here, though. Casado's actually standing inside of the goal, ready for the Ecuador corner. And Gonzalo Plata might get this in the box in any second now. It's a very congested 6-yard box. The referee's having a chat with everyone. What a sociable fellow. Ball in and headed away strongly by Qatar. Yeah, Mike, it's my first stream actually with the channel, but I had a look around some of the videos as well. It's a really nice channel, isn't it? I'm glad to be joining you guys today. I'm certainly excited about the World Cup. We have a player from Bayer Leverkusen here for Ecuador as well, 20-year-olds. I think certainly a lot of people did question. They'd be like, "Oh, Ecuador are going to get rolled over." A lot of people had them bottom of the groups, but no, they certainly can't be underestimated. I think they actually drew to Argentina, and Argentina have like not lost a game for like 50 matches. I think this World Cup they're actually gonna try and break Italy's of 52 games unbeaten, if I'm right in saying that, or something similar. And yeah, we've seen now the Ecuador player had his foot just into the knee. His knee was slightly forward over the defender when that ball came into the box from the first free kick. Yeah, I always find a way. Ping forward. knocking it about. It's been an eventful first quarter of an hour. Estrada tries to flick it on for Ecuador, and as almost a route in behind. Free kick to Qatar. And certainly. License to for Qatar. Ecuador bursting into the box. I think goalkeeper hesitates and they've hit the post and he's pointed to the spot now. He has pointed to the spot. He just gave himself a second. He's booked the goalkeeper, Syed Al Sheeb. He's made yet another error. And with the indecision, he's ultimately. I mean, he's given away penalty. I mean, it's an undeniable penalty. It is a penalty. I mean, the Ecuador player just tried to go around the keeper, and he just couldn't get around. Yeah, keeper is having a rough game, David. Very rough game. But here we are. Anyway, Valencia thought he had his World Cup record for Ecuador. It was chalked off with the offside VAR decision, and now he has the opportunity to give Ecuador the lead. And the former West Ham and Everton striker, he's on the penalty against Al Sheeb, and he steps up. Oh, he takes it so nicely, just side foots into the bottom right corner. And it is Enner Valencia for Ecuador. That one won't be getting ruled off. And the South Americans are in front for the second time. Although the first time was not legitimately ruled. And now he definitely does have the most World Cup goals of any Ecuadorian. And they celebrate with the same celebration. If you guys haven't seen the celebration, they all formed the circle on the floor and point up at the sky like they're thanking a god like this on their knees. And certainly nice to hear. I mean, the yellow half of this Ecuadorian stadium absolutely bouncing. I mean, it is a very brave penalty. Waits for the goalkeeper to go one way and then just side foots it in so nicely. Very tough to do that. And the sea of yellow away to the right is not denied this. They're absolutely loving it. It's Qatar 0, Ecuador 1 from the penalty. Their record goal scorer now. 36 in 75 games for his nation. But Qatar in the box, and oh, they're appealing for a corner. Had a little stumble. He's now looking for the corner, and it's an Ecuador free kick. Sadal Sheep. You got to feel for the keeper. He's made two mistakes. Both of them led to goals. Got lucky the first time for the offsides, but then certainly mucked up for that penalty area. Hesitated as he came out and gave the penalty away. Do we have a score prediction from you guys for today? Felix Torres. I mean, Ecuador are knocking it about so nicely. Qatar can hardly get near them. Yeah, Ecuador have kept 6 consecutive clean sheets, which is a record in their history. And Qatar are going to really struggle to break that down, and they will struggle even more if they keep giving away free kicks there really sloppily. It's time for and a ball into the box for Ecuador. Squares it across and over the bar. Goalkeeper hesitates and he takes a clatter in from the attacker. Um, what are you spamming in the group in the chat? We don't need you here. No, both the goalkeeper and the attacker seem to be okay. Yeah, David was very sloppy. Hi, Ecuador managed appealing for a penalty. But Estrada, number 11 for it was down. He's their top scorer in goal in qualifyings now. He's back on his feet now though, which is good news for the Ecuador. I mean, actually, I thought it was going to be a two up front for Ecuador in Valencia and Estrada, but it's not. Ecuador win the ball back inside the box, but 14 gets back. Host, what's your name? I'm Edward. Ed. Uh, nice to see you guys. And Ecuador just chucking a random bicycle kick on the halfway line to clear the ball. Just 20 minutes gone. A lot has happened. It's been a good first game. Certainly a lot of action. The last time these nations met was in a friendly in Doha, and it was actually 4-3 to Qatar, and Ecuador actually ended up with 9 men that day. And the second yellow of the opening game falls to another Qatar player. The Ecuadorian player just gets there first and gets nicked by the. I think that's quite a harsh yellow. I didn't really see any contact actually. No, I am not Dejan. So I'm Edwards. Nice to see you guys today. I'm sorry to let you down. We were looking forward to seeing Dejan, but not today. Ball in from Ecuador, not nodded away by Qatar. Qatar just can't get this clear. Ball back into the box. Nice, cleared again. Qatar or Ecuador? Well, obviously I'm supporting Qatar. I think most people on Earth are going to be supporting Qatar because of the human rights issue. No, Ecuador. Ecuador. I'm supporting Ecuador, not Qatar. Not Qatar. Because obviously there's a lot of human rights issues surrounding Qatar, which share screen. Unfortunately, we can't share the screen because they'll get us banned. But you get to sit here and listen to my lovely voice, talk about the game with you guys. So, what more could you want, really? Realistic. I mean, look at me. I'm brilliant. Right, Ecuador have a little bit. I mean, Ecuador are 58% of the ball where I'm seeing, and yeah, it just keeps increasing, then it. Oh, she's correct. Casado's header for Ecuador. I mean, I think that Estrada is playing with a wrist impact thing on his arm, so that's certainly interesting. I mean, this game is vitally important for both these nations, given the fact they both have the Netherlands and Senegal to play, who are not easy times at all. I mean, David's assuming that we're in the United States. Huh, no. Oh, Ecuador win his height of the field is good press from Ecuador, actually, surprisingly. I mean, I'd have thought they'd been sitting back, but no, and they've won it nicely here. A thief, just knocking it about. The opportunity to get hold of the ball. I mean, Qatar, when they play the Netherlands, could be absolutely destroyed because Qatar look dreadful. Ecuador win back the ball. I mean, this is why they should never have got the. Well, yeah. So this guy's saying in the chat, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name because I will absolutely butcher it, my friend. I will absolutely butcher it. But yeah, Qatar are absolutely dreadful. But he's saying he thinks Qatar will win. Maybe I don't think they paid the officials enough money. But Qatar are really poor. I mean, what can you expect? They're a tiny nation. They never should have been awarded the World Cup. They only had one stadium before the World Cup. They had to build seven more. What's that about then? Just never should have been awarded it. I mean, it will certainly need to be a change of tactics or so. But Qatar they're just getting passed around so easily. They're second to every ball. Yeah, I didn't pay them enough. No, the thing is, you've never seen Qatar playing because until very, very recently. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They only had one stadium, Frerenom, but they had to build seven more. And of course, the thousands of deaths that have gone built with those stadiums. Yeah, they did they bribed their way in. That, yeah, set Blatter, honestly. Ecuador win back the ball again. uh, FIFA is one of the most corrupt organizations, and I absolutely hate it because we all just want to enjoy, we just all want to enjoy football, and we don't need FIFA's corruption to ruin it for us. Yeah, 300 billion for stadiums. And the thing is, it's not even like building it in somewhere like France or the UK, where, like when we built the Olympic Stadium, West Ham are in it now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they do. I, to be fair, the stadium they're playing in today, I think it's 60,000 to capacity. Except after the World Cup ends, they're going to take off the top half and reduce it down to 30,000 capacity. So it's certainly interesting. I mean, the poll was being completely wrong. I'm seeing the poll, 435 votes, and people saying Qatar to win, 52%, Ecuador to win, 38%, and a draw, 10%. Yeah, they do have aircon in open stadiums, which is just how hot it is. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the training videos released by any of the national teams, but certainly England's national team, it's yeah, they had to keep walking on to water fountains halfway through training. Ball forward from Ecuador. Uh, XX Chemo XXBS. Is what real? Uh, I don't know what you're on about. The Qatar are just trying to enjoy themselves. Who've been here for a few hours, are jumping up and down, swaying from side to side, enjoying the occasion. And yellow card for Ecuador came in from behind on the Qatari player, Caicedo. The first Ecuadorian name into the book taken in this opening game. Clutter knees, maybe. Not a yellow card for me, really. He's been unlucky there. Certainly an experienced referee, though, today, so. Tut, young man. 7 yellow cards in the Premier League in the lead up to this World Cup. Petulant player. Qatar they just pass it straight out of play. Just they're lacking in communications. For a team that you'd have thought that hasn't, been in a league, they've been in it together almost as a club. You'd have thought they'd have done much better. It's very chilly in my room at the moment. I can't lie. Casado plays his football for Genk with a throw. Bounces off. They've given the ball away again. Another Ecuador throw in their half. I mean, this looks like it could be a few goals to Qatar by the time to Ecuador by the time this game ends, because Qatar can't defend. Yeah, I've seen my Sunday League team with better defenders than Qatar. They're dreadful. Ball hooked forwards here to Estepan, although they've just lost the possession. I mean, I have no idea how you guys are seeing this score changes so early. But Ecuador win this ball back high up the pitch, dribbling into the box, tries to slide it through, still with it, takes it to the far side of the area, crossed in, beautiful cross, and what a fabulous header. Ecuador, I mean, Eder the Salmon Valencia, he might need to be called. It's 2 for him, 2 for Ecuador, and I mean, they deserve maybe even more because, I mean, look, Qatar are dreadful. They are dreadful. I mean, it is a fantastic header, but is he onside? Yeah, left back's keeping him onside. And yeah, I'm watching it on live TV as well. But he's nodded that in, and the balls he generates much that pace as well. I mean, he's leaping so beautifully and gets it into that near post, and poor top of the head, eyes closed. You'll take that, thank you very much. And just while we get this, I'm actually going to turn my heating and try to feckin' freeze to death. Ecuador trying to get it away. They're 2-0 up. They've doubled their leads. Who do you have? Afif. They'll certainly be looking to him. Hassan takes on the shot, and I think he saw his moment of glory there. And he's absolutely. Well, Qatar, theoretically, if they qualify through through the Asian places, they can do qualify for the World Cup. But and the thing is, it's weird because they didn't they beat South Korea in the Asian Games to win the Asian Games? I think when Xavi that managed that? I can't remember. But yeah, amazing celebrations too. I mean, look at that. Another free kick to Ecuador. Qatar nil, Ecuador 2. Certainly an interesting game. Another Ecuador free kick. Is it a chance to make it 3-0? I feel like I should turn on a light. We'll get better lighting in here. Estepinion's delivery. Another free header. Mentions Estrada, both lurking. I mean, Qatar get away and they just thump it upfield. They're hoping. They're playing a bit of a long ball game now. And England, of course, play tomorrow. That'll be a fantastic chance. Goalkeeper almost mucks up again. Ball goes back to the goalkeeper. Yeah, David, that's true. I mean, Ecuador just keeping control of the ball and just getting to every single second ball first. I mean, Qatar, they just look so inexperienced. And another yellow for Qatar. And that's 3 yellow cards for Qatar. I mean, frustration from the Qatari player really there to do that. I mean, what Qatar have to do now is try and get a draw, but I don't know if they'll get themselves 2 goals. Yeah, they're sinking at the moment, are Qatar. The only people jumping for joy at the moment are those supporters from Ecuador. It was 2006 actually they got out of the World Cup group. Only ever time 2006, and they got knocked out by a David Beckham free kick in the round of 16 that let England through to the quarterfinals for the 9th time back in 2006. Yeah, Qatar manager needs to try and think about what he's going to do to change it in the second half. I mean, they've been outplayed so far by Ecuador. They just need to try and keep their discipline. Estepinion's free kick, and that one's more comfortable for a Sheep to pick up in the Qatar goal. I mean, this is his 85th cap today. The Qatari goalkeeper. And the Qatari band just starting up now. Hassan, a thief. Qatar not really being able to get their star man on the ball at all. Dispossessed. Ibarra. Try and begin another Ecuador attack. Casado. It's just too easy for Ecuador, but good piece of defending actually from Qatar there. Hmm. Yeah, it's certainly tough when you haven't had the ball. So Qatar need to try and get to the break, keep it at 2-0 down, and maybe, just maybe, they might be able to find a way to grab a point in the second half, but they will really need to step up their game. I mean, how long's gone now? 39 minutes through, and they've hardly had the ball. A thief just deep for Qatar, just to try and get on the ball. And Qatar want a free kick, don't get it. And Ecuador goal kick. Wow, this seems like Qatar might be getting out of the group if they play like that. The second goal was very nice, Michael. Very, very nice. He just leapt and got that header beautifully. I mean, look, Valencia's playing like Prime R9. I mean, I know they're from the same continent, but I didn't know they were related. I'm good at spamming Spanish flags. I'm assuming you're a Spain fan. What do you make of De Gea not being called up to the World Cup? That was certainly the talking point for me when I saw that Spanish squad. I, yeah, they are. Qatar are getting into this half just towards the end here, but I mean, I am good. Think Spain winning the World Cup. Personally, I don't see that. I think offensively in the attack, they don't have enough quality. Yeah, who's Spain's starting front three, or if they start front two, who would it be? Who are they? Who's their attacking players? You know, got Ferran Torres. I mean, do you know what I mean? Moreno. But I'm absolutely in love with that header. Hello, Adnan Abdullah. Seems like you're supporting Qatar. Uh, can't say I am. I'm actually looking forward to the England game tomorrow. That should be good fun. And Qatar pushing forward, but just won back so beautifully by Ecuador. And I can't imagine there'll be too much time added on for injuries. But Enner Valencia's actually gone down holding his knee. Let's have a look here. Oh, he just gets his leg locked. I think he's hyperextended it. His knee goes the opposite way. It goes backwards in a way it shouldn't go. And let's hope it's not too serious. Because they are worrying. No. Wispy saying they're so dramatic, but this is a hyperextension of the knee, I think. Because it stretches your hamstring, the back of your knee, and your calves. And this can be quite a painful one. I mean, hopefully he's okay. I think Qatar fans seem to be enjoying themselves regardless of the result. Oh, we have a new graphic on the screen for you guys. And the stretcher's coming on, so and he's limping off the pitch. He's just gonna need to jog this off. I mean, luckily he could probably stay off the pitch till half time, get through it. But yeah, as you see, Qatar currently bottom of the group because it does go on head-to-head score, and then it goes to um, then it goes to fair play, which you actually saw at the Russia World Cup. And 5 minutes to be added on. Certainly was not expecting that much time, but well, And Enner Valencia's jogged back on tentatively, it must be said, but he's back on the pitch. Look at about Barra. And half time's on the way, so I'm sure Enner Valencia will be able to get a bit of treatment at half time. They won't risk him going into the second half because he'll be an important player going through the group stage, especially against Senegal and Netherlands. Teams who are by FIFA rankings better than them. They'll certainly want their strongest team out, and they wouldn't want to risk it in a game where they're already 2-0 up. The 5 more minutes in the set, and one of them is actually down here with an injury. I mean, you say Qatar using the skills. I am good, but I've not seen much skills from Qatar so far this half. And I'll tell you what, I do fancy them. I heard it's captain of Qatar. It's the ball. My faith is dropping deep. I mean, you can just see these Qatari players really need some inspiration from the fans. And apparently, the national sport of Qatar really is becoming football. That's what you've been hearing from all the interviews, whether that's just, propaganda to try and provide with the yeah, a bit of possession from Qatar. It's better for them. Just build some confidence in the game. Get yourself into midfield. Don't force the issue. Or just try and get forwards. I'd be interested to know if your country is in the World Cup. Let me know in the chat, and also let me know what you want your country's start and 11 to be, and how far you think they're going to get. I'd certainly be interested to know. But Ecuador just knocking us about nicely. All right, try and launch long ball forwards. Well, it's cleared away and done. Yes, lose. You think Spain aren't going to win? Yeah, Netherlands. I would like to know your starting 11 uh, that you'd like to see from your countries. I'd be very interested. It's going to be an important half time to try and get the spirits up. Yeah, put your starting 11s in chat. I'm interested to see them and have a talk through some teams at half time. I think that's what we do. And we're just approaching the end of this first half. Just knocking it about nicely. All right, good. Into Plata, knocked forwards. And that is half time. And I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. Just going to get refreshment. Thinking a cup of tea, because you know me, I'm British. And put your teams in the chat, and I'll be interested to know who goes to the finals, what team you want, who you think's going to win the World Cup, and what country you're supporting. That'll be 2 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. So yeah, swing of momentum. Brazil, Argentina, England, Spain. England will be champions, I think. Well, I would certainly like it if England were champions, being English myself. So, but I don't think they're favourites. I think Brazil and Argentina are favourites, personally. So I'm just reading chat here. Qatar sucked. I thought they could at least score one goal. Yeah, I thought maybe the energy of being the home nation might be able to drive them on. Maybe I just don't really have the quality they need. They had to host a tournament to participate. Yeah, I would certainly love England to. I'd certainly love England to win, but I can't see that happening. I'd say they're maybe third favourites. Hello, perfect piano centre. I mean, Elon Musk. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter. Was absolutely loving the. England, USA, that will certainly be a good game. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to that. Was that Friday? Some Friday, England, USA. That will certainly be a game and a half. Valencia's being targeted, is what Gary Lineker's saying. I think he's been really targeted by the Qatari team. Yeah, do you know what? You say England USA is going to be wild. Do you know what would be wilder? USA Iran. Whoever wins that gets to keep their country. Some might say. I mean, it's the first half of the first game of this World Cup. We have a Golden Boot contender, so you certainly don't want him going off. Mhm. I hope the land that plays for the win will be champion, not the land that's crying for card like Portugal. Yeah, I think Michael's saying here that he's hoping that the team that wins the World Cup is going to be the one that's really playing beautiful football. Uh, thing is, if you look who's going to be playing the best football, I think Argentina will play nice football. They'll play dynamic. Brazil will. I don't think England will. Uh, Whitsby. Hopefully I'll be doing some more games. I won't be doing England games, but I will be doing hopefully other games for you guys. I'll certainly enjoy it because obviously there's a lot of games to cover, and I do actually. I'm a uni student, so I'm going to be as well as being a part-time commentator, so I don't have time to watch every game. Let's have a look here. England are on tomorrow. Recipe, where are you from, mate? Ah, this is a good graphic we've got up now at the moment because we can see player ratings and also who's been booked and the captains as well. And Valencia leading by example, 2 goals as the captain. He's doing really well up front. Ah, see, I think the stream colour's making it look orange, but this is actually the England shirt, the England away shirt. Got Harry Kane on the back. Don't know if you can see that. Don't know if the stream will pick that up. But I've also got the England shirt from the Euros because I went to a few of those games. But look, I will say I'm quite fond of the Netherlands. I have a few Dutch friends. Uh, I certainly, yeah, I'm certainly a big fan of the Netherlands. I can do the Netherlands games. It's in Chicago, USA. Okay, yeah, it's certainly be an interesting game. I'd like to see that. And I'm hearing Walker and Madison won't be available for the first England game, but yeah, it's a lot of hype. I mean, seen in the chat, is football coming home? Well, I'd like to believe so. Don't think so. And 64 years since Wales have last been in it. Let me know what you think about this first half in the chat. Anything, any talking points you've got? Anything you want to chat about this World Cup? I'll be certainly be interested to hear. Qatar, Wales manager's just been asked if he'd leak the team sheet, but he said, I'll try to recreate his facial." He was like, "No." Maybe laugh. Second half should be coming up fairly soon. And Michael, I see you're talking about Portugal. Yeah, but it would be lovely to see Portugal Argentina final if obviously your own personal nation doesn't make it there. Because imagine Ronaldo v Messi, that would be beautiful. Ecuador's won the game, you reckon, psych? Well, it seems like it. Obviously, anything can happen in football, but wow. Ecuador looks like they have won that game. I mean, I'm seeing you guys changing just swinging the votes. There's been 100 more votes. Qatar were initially 58% to win, and as you guys have seen, uh, Ecuador to win, it's gone to 40%. So it's only 2-0. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, David. Um, Anything can happen in football. It's only 2-0, but uh, it's not very likely to. Yeah. And players walking back up for the second half. Qatar have been out here for a while, actually, but they're back on the field. Gareth Southgate news from the England camp that the England players will take the knee before the game tomorrow. I just want a good game. It'd be good for the Qatar people if they at least get a goal back. Yeah, it'd be nice to see if Qatar get a goal back. It certainly make the game more fun to watch. And Ecuador get this on the way in this second half. Monchburley, 2 goals to the good of Ecuador. And Qatar are pressing nicely. Qatar back on the ball here. One by Ecuador. I mean, if you're the Qatar manager and you've gone in 2-0 down after a pretty poor first half, what do you say to these players? Because I think you've got to say, look, you're the home side, you don't want to embarrass yourselves. Go out there, give them a game, and show the fans that you can play and try and give them a goal. That's all you can say. Because that first half, anything is really an improvement on that first half. Good press from Qatar winning it back, but Ecuador are quickly on that. But Qatar are now getting to a lot of these second balls, which I'm quite impressed with. A thief. Do you know chess? I do know chess, psych. I do know chess. Uh, David, you what? Yeah. We have your kids and wives as hostages. Play better at football. Okay. Yeah, I do know chess, psych, but I don't know what that's got to do with football. Although I do know Messi and Ronaldo. That was a wonderful picture. Play ruthless, whatever it takes, he would say. Uh, yeah, maybe he would say play ruthless, whatever it takes. But I mean, they already picked up 3 yellows in that first half, so they got to be careful. I mean, Qatar have had a lot of passes intercepted and a few sloppy passes just passing it out of play for under no pressure. They just got to be more careful with their passing. Maybe the sense of the occasion got to them. Who is better, Messi or Ronaldo? Psych asking these questions. Now, I reckon we need chat. We need chat to have a conversation on this one. Personally, for me, and it Messi. For me, it's Messi. But I mean, for me, it's Messi. I've seen Messi play in real life, so that certainly helps. Seen Messi score at the Camp Nou. That was certainly a day I'll never forget. And I just think the trickery Messi has at the feet. He does. Ronaldo does things good players do, but he does it consistently. Messi does things no players do, and I think that's the difference. And that's why for me, Messi's better. And he's a better team player, better attacking contributions than Ronaldo. And yeah, it's just better. Wow, we've actually got a poll. We have who's better, Messi or Ronaldo, and I'm certainly be interested to see who is better in this poll. People voting Ronaldo. Ronaldo's better. I don't think so. Maradona is the best player in the world. Well, not anymore, mate, because he's RIP. Yeah, Ronaldo is a machine physically, but then you can get other physical machines of football. Let's see. I want to open up this poll. I'm intrigued. So it's currently 50%. Ronaldo winning. You guys. Ronaldo should not be winning this. So we need to get some more votes for Messi. What is better, chess or Ludo? For me, chess, because I can't say I've played much Ludo. Maybe one game, one or two games. Look, come on, guys. We've got 6 votes for Ronaldo and 2 for Messi. No. If yeah, Maradona, best player in the world. Um, for me, Messi, Ronaldo, then either Maradona or Pele. What is Barrett chess, AI or humans? Well, I think the best AI now is better than humans, right? Surely. I think they did a thing where they put 2 robots against each other, and then the one that's white always wins. So I'm pretty sure if you put that robot then up against a human, if the human played perfectly on white, they could beat the robot, but no. Messi was good in Barcelona, but not for his country. I think that's quite harsh on Messi. I mean, there's obviously the debate about should he have won a World Cup. He's gotten to a final, for God's sake, for in the World Cup, but they lost to Germany and Brazil. I'm going to chance here for Ecuador. Sloppy pass. No, I think he was good for his country. I mean, look, they've won the Copa America. Certainly not easy. You know, look at the quality of teams they got down in South America. Copa America. So, I mean, if you're counting the Euros for Ronaldo, you've got to count the Copa America for Messi. I mean, arguably the Euros are harder, but you know, you can only win with the competitions that you're in. So, as far as I'm concerned, Messi's not a letdown for his country. I mean, it's hard to win a World Cup. I mean, you look at the quality of players that haven't won World Cups. There we are, Ecuador on the attack here. That's depending on the overlap. Qatar just managed to get that away. Played only as far as Mendes and Caicedo. Precado. I try to get my Ecuadorian names coming out correctly, but um, yeah, it's quite quite the attempt. Psych has 10 Nike shoes. Wait, not Nike. I can't. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to explain more. I don't know what those are. Nike shoes. Nike shoes. I'm trying to work out if you're trying to get me to say something, but like no, I'm sorry. I don't know what they are. I can't believe Ronaldo's winning this vote, by the way. Another vote for Ronaldo. Come on, guys. Come on. You'll see. Messi will do better this tournament. Do you guys all have a club team? I'd be interested to know what club you support. Got all be Man United fans if you're voting Ronaldo. Well, maybe not after his interview. Yeah, what club do you support? I'll let you know in a second. And you can probably tell if you look behind me. Got a few so I just heard they almost said they had a good attempt there. Spurs fan, me. Which might upset some of you. Might upset some of you, yeah. Red Devils fan Rashford. Yeah, no wonder you voted Ronaldo then, David. No wonder you voted Ronaldo. Feyenoord, ooh, Dutch team. See, the problem I have with the Dutch league is that Ajax just tend to win it. And I thought, mate, Mike, you'll have to forgive me for my knowledge of the Dutch league, but I think Ajax are the best. I know that. Then PSV Eindhoven, then Feyenoord. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd be interested to know. So if you could let me know, that'd be brilliant. But yeah. No, I was a fan when he was younger, but I'll never forget the red card against Rooney in the World Cup. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. He winked at the camera when he got Rooney sent off. Yeah. Who do you think's better than David? Messi or Ronaldo? Because I mean, if you're going for football and brain, it's probably got to be someone like Harry Kane or De Bruyne. Do you know what I mean? That wink from Ronaldo. Yeah, David, that's what I'm saying. That wink from Ronaldo. Ecuador chance to get him behind. Takes on the shot and strong fans to deny that by Sheen. And it's cleared away by Qatar. Here come Ecuador again. Just slowly building their way back into this half. And Valencia's got himself his team a throw. And it's becoming a little bit too easy for Ecuador to get forward again. You're right, ASPSE and Feyenoord, yeah. Because I'd love to see a Dutch team play. Yeah, certainly it's much easier to train someone to be more like Ronaldo. Not that I think anyone will come close to Ronaldo in a long time. Although, as in someone like Haaland, you can draw a lot of parallels with Ronaldo. Whereas someone like Son, it's harder to draw the parallels with Messi, if you know what I mean. And I think that'll be a yellow card for the Ecuadorian player. Yeah, just catches him on the inside. I am good thinks it will be 1-2. Pronounce Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed bread. Fred you're really gonna get me to do this? Okay. Fred fed Ted bread and Ted Fred. Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed Fred bread. Fred fed Ted bread and Ted Fred. Right, I can't say that. I'm very sorry, psych. I tried my hardest. Possessions going 44% of the way. I mean, I've never seen this kind of possession stats before. 44 to Ecuador, right? 42 to Qatar. And then they've said 14 in contest. I'm guessing that's when like the ball's like what loose ball, but I don't think the loose ball can surely have been the six. shake, six, sheep's sick. How are you coming up with these, mate? How are you coming up with these? I'm not saying that. That's stick, six, shake, six, speech, sick. Six, six, shake, six, sheep, sick. Six, six, saves, six, sheep, shit. Astonishing. No more, no more. Pipe down, psych. Ecuador just knocking it about. Yeah, we've got another vote for Messi. People are finally coming to their senses. Another Ecuador player down. Qatar just going bang, bang. Uh, I got. Is there a chance I beat you in soccer? I am God. I'm good. I'm not God. I am good. Do you mean in real life or do you mean in Spain, England? You have to let me know. Yeah, Ecuador are just keeping the ball so well. They're pinging it about very nicely. In real life. Well, I'm good. You'll have to tell me. How good are you? How good are you? I'm good. They're just knocking about. Ping ball, forward ball. But there's no one really running onto that. Keeper's just going to grab it. You're very good. But if you're very good, I'm not sure if I'll be. I'm okay. I'm okay at football. I know more about watching it than playing it. I'll tell you that much. But you could stick me in a Sunday league team. I'll do a good job. But that's about it. You've been playing for 6 years. Yeah, I mean, I don't play it properly. I'll play it, you know, down the park after a few pints on a Sunday afternoon. I wouldn't go to training. I'd turn up for a match. I wouldn't go to training. So I think you'd probably beat me. As in, I'm all right. I can ping the ball about, but not the strongest fella. And who's down here? Number 17 is down for Ecuador. I think he's got a bit of an injury. Half an hour to play. Thigh, hamstring, hip. I have no idea. What the hell has Syke just sent into this chase? And a duck or a mallard and a monkey, is that? I mean, who knows? But are you guys looking forward to the World Cup? I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying it so far. It's been a good first game. Just sucks that it looks like Qatar are gonna be useless, which in a way I'm kind of happy about because yeah, I have no idea. I mean, like, and nothing against the Qatari players, but their human rights record's just so unfortunate. And a Mexican wave going around the stadium. I mean, that is a staple of international football. I don't know how to use Vivo. I'm sorry. Better again than I expected, says Michael. Yeah, I agree. I thought this might be quite a competitive affair, but Ecuador have actually looked quite good. They could be a dark horse. My dark, oh, and almost a chance for Qatar. Lazy's run late. That's not a bad header. And although these stadiums are meant to be a 50-50 split of Ecuador to Qatar, I'm looking around this stadium and it is practically all red and white, which are the Qatari colours. Well, there is a couple of C's of yellow. No sign of movement off the Qatari bench or Ecuador bench. I mean, a little bit of moving up, warming up from the sub. So no one's being called back or given any tactical instruction. So no sign of substitutes yet. Both. Um, how can I buy you a coffee? Uh, I don't know. I don't know what that means, my friend. You'll have to get Dejan to answer that one for you. And you can message me on Instagram. I don't know what my Instagram is, but I could put it in the chat for you guys if you want. I actually don't know what my Instagram is, so that is my Instagram. But ball launched forwards. Oh, and that was a nervy header back by the Qatari player, and the goalkeeper comes out and collects it nicely. Given away by Hassan. But coronavirus earned you like 5.5k views. Yeah, I think Dejan owns this channel, not me. I'm here just for purely for the football, my friend. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Glad you guys are. It's certainly been a good first half, and I'm glad to see the Qatari fans are still enjoying the game. Um, they're all jumping up and down, enjoying themselves, and la da 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 da. They're singing. I'm glad they're enjoying themselves. I'm glad they are, because I have nothing against these fans. So, and it's been a long run up to this World Cup, and do they go long? Do they go short? Do they play through the thirds? I don't, just knocking about the ball here. How many games are you guys planning on watching a day, viewers? Because I'd be interested to know, because I know people are going to be planning on trying to watch every game, which I personally won't. I'd love to, just don't have the time to do it. They're popping it about very nicely. Our team swung in by Sam, nodded away. Estepinian, Miguel, and referee calls for a Qatar throw, and first substitution of the game. Sarmiento is coming on, a man who, must I say, is very nice hair. Very nice hair. It looks like he'll be out. They decided they're just going to wait a second before making that substitution, and his arrival will be imminent. Psych, I don't personally know the formula for IQ, my friend. I don't know if that's who you're asking. Is it mental age over physical age multiplied by 100? I don't think that is the formula for IQ, because I don't think IQ's got anything to do with your physical age. Because I'm pretty sure you do an IQ test, you don't actually have to give anything about yourself to do it, right? I mean, I might be completely waffling here, but Ibarra's coming off, pass completion 77%, run 7.3 kilometers and one shot on target. And Sarmiento's coming on with about 23 minutes to play. And uh, Dejan, Dejan, we've lost our stats. I don't know what's happened there, but viewers, we will try and sort this out for you. Sarmiento, who's just come on from the Cholton Academy. So anyone who knows their English, that's actually my local team from back home, Cholton. I'm a Spurs fan. Um, he's from their academy. And yeah, Dion Dublin on those. I'm watching his stream. He's saying fresh highlights in their hair as well. He's looking fantastic. Michael's gonna watch every game in noon and evening. Uh, yeah, I'll certainly be trying to watch the evening games. Noon games, I'd love to. I've got lectures because I'm doing physics. Little upgrade. I'm glad to hear that, Dejan. Oh, it's very nice. AI.com. I'm watching. Yeah, I'll try. I'll probably honestly, I'll probably start watching games during lectures. So probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna just pop the ball out nicely here. Ecuador lose the ball inside the Qatari box. Nodded forwards. I heard this team. Ecuador win it back strongly by the substitute Cemento. They fitted Brighton triangle now in the midfield and defence of Ecuador, which is going to make it so much harder for Qatar. Although a couple changes looking like they're going to come for Qatar. Montage what are going to be introduced. They need fresh legs as well as fresh ideas, and another set piece here for Ecuador, and certainly an opportunity because, as I said earlier, top goal scorers from set pieces in qualifying from the South America. Ball in, but Qatar get there first and cleared away. And Ecuador throw. And double change for Qatar is going to occur, signalled by the linesman holding up his flag like this. And Al Haydous, his 169th cap is over, and the captain's armband goes to the goalkeeper Al Sheed. And Mohamed Ward comes on. And Muntari's also come on, who's actually born in Ghana. But of course, Qatar have had to naturalise a lot of players. Casados, long throw, Estepina. Now Salimento taking on Miguel, and he's been tripped up here. And dangerous free kick. Very dangerous free kick. They have put in really good quality. So another chance for Ecuador from a set piece, which they've been very dangerous from, as we know. Right in front of their own fans. gets this Ecuador free kick. And there's certainly no shortage of targets here for Ecuador. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men inside the box, 3 just on the edge of it, and Estepina to put the ball in. I think that's just 1 or 2 men back. Ball in nicely, and cleared away by the first man of Qatar. Oh, apologies if I've just been rattling the camera as I counted those men. So, do you guys reckon Qatar will get a goal before the end of this game? Man, there's the Torres. Controlled manner from Ecuador. They're just making sure they keep the ball. And England Iran tomorrow from 12 noon. That'll be a fun game indeed for any England fans. But England fans at Qatar certainly won't be enjoying themselves because they banned alcohol in a switch just 2 days before the first game. I mean, look, there's a discussion to be had on that. I'd be interested to know what you guys think in the chat. Uh, Swinging in across. Cross is too far for any players to attack it inside of the box. Who's doing commentary? I'm doing the commentary. I'm Edward Sharp. Nice to see you guys today. Grass hitters, welcome. My hopes are dwindling on a Qatar goal. Indeed. It's looking less and less likely as this game goes on, David. Less and less likely indeed. And if you're new to the stream, why not hit the like button? And why not hit the subscribe button? Costs you nothing. We might as well do it. So I'm thinking. And it looks like an injury for Ecuador here, just on the halfway line. It's a shame to see. Hi, I'm one of the F1 guys. Oh, nice to meet you, my friend. Nice to meet you. So you're doing it, the commentary in the F1. What do you think of the race today? I mean, I would say I'm a Max Verstappen fan, so that might upset some of you. But it was a good season for him. Very good season. I won't comment on Red Bull overspending. They don't overspend by that much. No, no one has scored any more goals for Ecuador than Enner Valencia, who's just come off. And Valencia's just come on of Los Angeles FC, the 23-year-old for his 12th cap, and seats are emptying in the stadium. The beer ban is made worse by the fact that the VIP people will have alcohol in their suites, etc. If they're against alcohol, how come they don't ban it everywhere? I mean, that's actually a good thought. I hadn't really thought about that. Mm, I do. Yeah, why not ban it everywhere? It is. No, it's one rule for someone, rules different rules for everyone else. And in fact, I'm gonna be too. I just need to get a charger for my iPad so I can keep reading chat. yellow cards come out of the pocket of the referee. But yeah. Yes, Qatar was never going to allow beer. It looks like they gave lip service to FIFA on this one, like they've done about everything else in this World Cup. Yeah, I agree. It's a bit weird. And Budweiser, whether you like the beer or not, they paid a lot of money to sponsor this World Cup, and therefore, you know, realistically, they should be allowed to sell their alcohol in the stadiums. I mean, I don't know if you saw the tweet earlier, but they tweeted out that's embarrassing straight after the Qatar. But yeah, but the idea from Qatar always was they'd say they'd allow this, they'd allow that, and then they're going to just change their minds when it's too late. Because what are you going to do? Fly all the fans from Qatar to somewhere else and give everyone a ticket? It's just not reasonable. And finally, live chat starting to see sense with the Messi better than Ronaldo in the poll. So lovely to see. 10 minutes to go, plus anything extra for stoppages. I mean, looking at Qatar, do you reckon? I'd like chat's opinion on this. Do you think Qatar will actually score a goal in the group stages? Because that would be embarrassing. And oh, almost a chance for a substitute Sarriento to get himself another goal. You know, the Brighton player. No, not another goal, but another goal for Ecuador to make it 3-0. And I think he's been flagged offside, but I can't have. It doesn't seem by much. But yeah, certainly. Because I think here we are. We'll do a quick quiz for the chat. In the 2010 World Cup, who was the only team to not lose a game? Because now, if Ecuador can get a result against who? Well, Netherlands or Senegal, it seems they'll be through. I think 4 points should be enough to get a team through from the group. I mean, defensively, Ecuador have looked very sound. They cut out a lot of balls. Now, another chance for Ecuador. And Ecuador running in. And as he slid in, I think he's just injured the goalkeeper, but goalkeeper's back on his feet. Chief's fine. Yeah, David saying Qatar showing a little bit of good play. I think they will get one before they are out. But I can't see it happening personally for me, David. I mean, I hope for the Qatari fans' sake, you're right, but yeah, you'd have thought this would be the game Qatar would score. Although Ecuador do have a very good defensive record. I think it's 6 clean sheets before this game, so they're certainly not a bad team defensively or offensively, I might say. I mean, they're certainly a team I was underestimating until I did my research into them before this World Cup. I mean, Qatar just looks so slow when they're on the ball. I mean, and Ecuador have just looks they've gone past the Qatari defenders. So, as a Max fan, you'll be pleased to know he won today. Yeah, 15th of the season. Martin Leclerc P2, Checo P3. Um, who was it? Was Leclerc and someone else in second, I think. Crash. Who? I think it was if second and third was it if they crashed out, and then whoever's in fourth. uh, Who was in fourth? Was it Russell? Could then get second. I mean, it was a big if, but Let's get FIFA World Cup 3 live out of here. He needs a ban. Um, Wonderful. Yeah, I might have a look. See what I mean. Have a cheeky Google. Um, yeah, it was Russell. I was saying if Leclerc and Perez both crashed out today, and Russell then won the race, that's what I was really hoping for, to get a Russell second, because I do I do like Russell. Russell and Verstappen are my two favorite drivers. I just, because I don't like Leclerc, I might get a lot of haters for that. Although we do miss Mazepin. 5 minutes to go, just about. Unless anything added on. Yeah, I mean, I'm just impressed that he finished higher than Hamilton. If I'm being honest, am I right in saying Hamilton didn't win a race, which is surprising? And Ecuador just threatening a Qatar goal kick. Ecuador threatening again. And another Qatar goal kick. 50-50 for Messi or Ronaldo. Like, I think it's Senegal the next opponents for Qatar. So they're building up to that final game against Netherlands. We're building up in difficulty. Yeah, Hamilton did not win a race this season. There you go. I mean, there's always all the rumours about him retiring, but I can't see that happening. Yeah, big Russell. There you go. Fifth dispossessed. Ecuador, chance on the counter, 4-on-3, into the box. He's just not fast enough to get there. And the ball actually trickles out of play. I mean, that could have and should have really been three there for Ecuador. Ball ping forward here for Qatar. Qatar getting into the box, takes on the shot, and that's just over the bar. And that is almost a goal for Qatar. And just for a split second, you thought there might be a late comeback coming on. He thought he might have etched his name in Qatar history with their first ever World Cup goal. Lovely run, bending run, and then just takes the shot on so nicely from the edge of the box, almost dips under the bar. Bang, first time, and very close. David was hoping. Honestly, I'm hoping that goes in. The only thing I have it wrong is the Qatar government and the rules there. And Messi's taken the lead again on the vote, and he knows it. Few minutes left. The Qatar fans seem, yeah, I think Qatar are just happy to see proper quality football, you know, in their country, and I can't blame them. Ball puts in. Another chance for Qatar. Just can't get his head to it. I mean, it's a late flurry of attacks from Qatar, really, but the Ecuador keeper's doing a lot of a better job in this half than the Qatari keeper did in that first half. It must be said. So it's that USA against, but USA Wales on Monday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to England Iran on Monday. So I'm guessing, Grash, you're from the United States. Yeah, David, it would certainly been a stunning goal. I mean, you would have had a contender for goal of the tournament in game one, match week one. So certainly going to be good. In 2001, I think I've just heard that Qatar had 200 professional registered footballers. Now there's over 6,000 thanks to their Inspire Academy. And Tim Cahill is actually their sporting director. USA here, yes. What do you make of Trump being unbanned on Twitter? That certainly made me smile. Don't know what Elon Musk's doing there. Corner for Ecuador. Just a couple minutes of the 90 remaining. I wonder how many minutes will be added on. Ball whips in. It's headed away. Dealt with by Alvaro at the near post nice and easily. And that was a bit of fatigue there. Couldn't be the first man. And of course, it's going to be a weird World Cup because a lot of these players are going to be very tired. You know, they've already played a large amount of their club season. I think Premier League teams have been playing like 13 games in 8 weeks, was it? So many games packed in. And it's just like, astonishing. And the Messi Ronaldo boat's back to 50-50. Astonishing. And Ecuador just keeping it by the corner flag now, just making sure they can get all 3 points. And it'd be a big 3 points for whatever team won this today. And Ecuador certainly, they can pick up another win against either Senegal or Netherlands. They'll be going through. So, and a late double change here for Ecuador. 5 minutes to be added on as well. And Estrada just hands over the captain's armband. For the second time this game, captain changed it on to Estepina, the top scorer in qualifying departs, and Caicedo also makes away. He's going to take a rest. Two key Ecuadorian players, and a big moment for Kevin Rodriguez. And he comes on to make his second ever cap. Made his debut last week in the friendly against Iraq, and he plays in the second tier in Ecuador. So certainly an interesting call up, but big moment for him to appear at the World Cup. 5 minutes of time added on. Just as there was in the first. The stadium has emptied considerably. A very true. Tough schedule, probably going to be a lot of injuries, says Davis. Yeah, I mean, we've seen that with France, haven't we? We've seen that they've lost a lot of key players. Is it Kante gone, Pogba gone, um, Benzema gone? I mean, I'm hearing Martial might be called up. Greenblatt and Energia said that the unbanning Trump shows that new management of Twitter has no regard for safety on the platform. I mean, I'm quite in two minds. I agree with it in some sense that, you know, he did incite riots in the capital through Twitter. But then again, you can't have a man who's running for president of America, as mad as that sounds, not not on Twitter. So it's a tough one to balance up. Personally, I think it's the right thing. He should have been reinstated. Not that I like the guy, but hey, the doors are locked at Twitter HQ because someone is afraid employees trying to sabotage Twitter. I heard that someone is doing a good job of that already. Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk fired 7,500 people, only 50 people left, so yeah, it's going to come unstuck at some point. I'm assuming he's going to hire more people, create his own team. This is the furthest stadium outside of the centre of Doha, 40 kilometers north. Okay. England will be here on Friday to take on USA. But as far as this game is concerned, it looks like it's going to end with Qatar goalless, and it looked pretty much done and dusted in that first 45 minutes. I mean, the quality from Ecuador today has been a lot better than Qatar's, especially in that first half. They were first at every second ball. They're much more precise with their passing. I mean, Qatar were quite sloppy at times, but I mean, for most of this match, it was nice seeing Qatar enjoy themselves. I saw a lot of the fans sorry enjoying themselves, jumping up and down, Mexican waves, a lot of singing. Ecuador, is there time for one last attack here? And the shot goes off target, and surely there can't be much longer left of this game. And this would be a seventh consecutive clean sheet of international football that extends their national record. So Messi taking back the lead in who's better poll, 52% to 48%, very close. Ecuador nodded away. There's a time for a third, and they've won themselves a corner. Raul stays down. And that, from the corner of Qatar, is the end of the game. 0-2. Ecuador to Qatar 0, and certainly a very closer affair in the second half than in the first half. Ecuador really did dominate in that first half. Qatar really need to step up their game if they're going to get out of this group stage, because now it's put a lot of pressure on them to escape the groups against. Because I can't see them that they're not going to get points against Netherlands, and then therefore I think they'd have to draw against Netherlands and beat Senegal. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one, and I'll stay here for a few more minutes if anyone wants to say anything in the chat, and then yeah, please make sure be here. We'll be doing more games, and it's been lovely seeing you all. And hopefully I'll join you again soon. And goodbye.